Hi guys, it's Donna here. Welcome. I am walking on a walking treadmill, the kind that you put under your desk. So I just got it and I thought, hey, I'm going to give this a try. And I might as well try it while I am doing a live. So I haven't done a live on here in a long time, but I thought, well, this is a great way to do it. Just break right in, right? So I'm going to chat. We'll see who joins us. It'll still be available no matter who, so that's okay. So this video is going to be about retirement. I will be 65 in a month. So let's see, today is August 8th, and I will be 65 on September 7th. So yeah, so just about a month right on the button. So yeah, lots going on in my head. So definitely lots about that you have to consider. That is not necessarily an easy thing to do. I don't know if this walking will drive you crazy or not, but I think it's good for me, right? So this is one of the things I decided I was going to change is how much exercise I get. You guys all know I've been on a weight loss journey. I had a gastric bypass and I'm doing really, really well. I've had some medical issues like some pain and some nausea. But I just had a test done. We'll get this out of the way. So I just had a test done. They did a gastroscopy where they go down a camera down your throat. They have to put you out for it. So I was right out for it, which is good. Anyway, they did that and they didn't find anything wrong. So yay, I am so happy about that. So I'm glad everything is good. I'm glad it's just probably going to be a matter of continuing my medications. I needed some extra medication to help my stomach not to produce so much acid and also something to coat my stomach. So I'm on 2 different medications for that. And it seems to be improving a little bit day by day. So we'll see. Maybe I wasn't taking it long enough before we had the procedure, but I still think the procedure gave me a relief. So it gave me that mental kind of like I'm okay, like there's no ulcers, there's nothing terrible, there's no leaks, there's no tears, there's no nothing. So moving forward, I feel very, very confident. And that goes with exercise too. So now I can start exercising a little bit more. So as you can see, I don't want to, I'm a little bit nervous about this thing, but yeah, as you can see, I've lost quite a bit. I should do a comparison video. I will. I'm down 65 pounds. So yeah, so that's huge. And that's since December 22nd. Okay. So yeah, so that's fantastic. I'm very happy about that. Really, it couldn't, I couldn't ask for any more, right? So just continue on and hopefully, I want to lose 20 more pounds. If I can lose 20 more pounds, I think I'll be very content with that and continue to work, exercise, try to tighten up as much as I can. I know there'll be excess skin that you can't get rid of, but you can tighten the muscles underneath as much as possible. So I'm going to try to do that. And, at 65, it's a little bit different. You have to, like for me, I have to go slow. I have 2 knee injuries. So one is about 15 years old, tore my ACL and MCL. So that injury, I've had 2 surgeries on that knee. So I have to be careful, I have to build strength. So I had let myself go and I do not have the strength around my knee. and I don't have the strength in my hips to help with my knee and my knee to help with my hips, et cetera, right? So, yeah, so it's all about building up that strength and then moving on from there, right? And I am working with a physiotherapist, and she gives me exercises to do, as well as she does. I was getting needling done, and now we're doing, what do you call it? Laser. We're doing some laser treatment as well. And, it seems to be helping. So every little thing I do seems to make a little bit of a difference. Nothing is like, wow, boom, it's done. Nothing's like that, but it certainly makes a difference. And it certainly over time I can see it making a big difference. Right now, it's slow, but you need to have patience, right? So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So back to retiring. And I guess this is all part of it, right? But back to retiring, I want to talk a little bit about money. So money has always been hard for me. Not growing up. I had money growing up. My parents they were divorced, but I never wanted for anything. My mom was a bartender, and back then, she made really good tips, and I got money whenever I wanted it. We had a government. We called it a baby bonus once a month. So and they still get it now, but now it's like astronomical amount of money. But back then, it was a small amount of money, maybe a lot to them. I think she was getting like $15 a month, and she used to give it to me. So I could buy a new pair of jeans, or I could buy whatever I wanted, right? So 15 bucks went a long way back then. And so yeah, so I always had money for school. If I wanted to buy my lunch or my friend's lunch, I could do that too. I never wanted for anything. My dad spoiled me rotten. Like literally, he spoiled me. So if a new style came out, I remember, I don't know how old I was, but I don't know, maybe I'm going to say 10, maybe around 10. And the new midi length coats came out for young girls, right? So these were the coats that went between your knees and your ankle, right? So they called them a midi length coat, winter coat. And I was the first kid on the block to get one. I was spoiled rotten, and I loved it. And I think I wanted that all my life. And I never got it, but I certainly wanted it. My dad died when I was 17, and all that kind of spoiling stopped, right? So yeah, oh, devastating for a young girl, that's for sure. Even though I was married, which is crazy in itself, we couldn't afford that. And then with dad gone, I didn't get that spoiling anymore. So yeah. So you realize later how much it meant, right? So anyway, so back to money. So money was tight raising kids, and I was divorced and twice, and so I had the kids on my own. I had four. So yeah, so it was pretty tight, and it was difficult. And not just for me, but for the kids, like we lived in social housing, and it was hard. A lot of their friends had money and we didn't. I couldn't afford to put them in special sports programs and stuff like that. And, a couple of the kids were really good at that stuff. And I couldn't do anything more than the school programs. And I wish it was different, but it wasn't. And I wish maybe if I had had different supports in my life, or different options would have come to me, I would have been able to maybe do little things a little bit different. But I didn't know. So we didn't even have internet back then. So yeah. So it was a while ago. So anyway, so money was tight, raising the kids. And now that the kids are grown, they're gone. I have grandchildren. They're practically all grown as well. My youngest grandson today actually got his G2. Oh my God, like I can't believe it. He is, and in Canada, your G2 is a regular driver's license. In Canada, we have like a driver's license that is, it's a gradual kind of, you start with your G1 and then you go to your G2 a year later, right? So he got his G2 today. So or yesterday. So I'm really so proud of him, but I can't believe they're all grown. So yeah, it's fantastic. So anyway, since they've been grown and on their own, I am doing okay. I'm not rich, um, but I'm not poor either. Anytime I get in any kind of financial situation, it's usually due to my own fault, right? So I've overspent or I've done something stupid, right? So yeah, so sometimes I do those things and it catches me, right? I am bipolar, and sometimes I get this shopping thing happening, right? And I do have a bit of an issue with gambling. So just to put it right out there, so you guys know where I'm coming from. So yeah, so I do have an issue that I can get involved in that, and that can be devastating. So yeah, so I work on it all the time and keep working on my flaws, and I have a few. So, and don't mind, my hair is soaking wet still. I just got out of the shower and I thought, well, pop on now while you feel like it and get something done, right? But yeah, so money. So as of September 7th, my money from my past company, TELUS Mobility, I'll no longer have anything there. So I don't know if you know, and I don't know if it is worldwide, but here in Canada, at least with my company, with TELUS, I can apply where we have our benefits, like our life insurance, our drugs, all that stuff. I can apply there and I can see about I have life insurance through TELUS. And that is going to end the day before I turn 65. So I can apply without having to go through a medical and pay for that life insurance myself. So I don't know if your company or you have anything like that, but it might be something to look into or to think about if you're retiring soon. So I do have that. So I have to call. I just got a letter the other day. So I have to call and then they will tell me how much it'll cost. And then I'll decide if it's worth it, right? But I wouldn't mind having a little bit just for the kids to bury me, enough to bury. I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated. And I mean, this is a good place to say that, right? Everybody knows. So yeah, so I want to be cremated. And I don't care what they do with the ashes. I would like them spread over some water somewhere or something, but around this area, around the Barrie area, this is where I made my home and the only place in my life, even though I've only been here 30 years, the place in my life that I feel like it's home. So yeah. So I would like something like that. But whatever the kids want, I'm not too worried about it. So as far as that goes, so that life insurance is important to think about. So, what do you have for last minute expenses? I thought of prepaying for my funeral, and you can do that. You can prepay for your cremation and, the whole service and all that kind of stuff, right? But, I decided against it. If I can get this life insurance, then it won't matter. Then, I mean, my kids are affluent anyway. They're doing well and they're not rich, but they're doing well. And so I wouldn't be putting any of them out until they get the life insurance money or anything like that, right? So they would be fine. So yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do as far as that goes. So yeah, so find out about the life insurance. If I can get that, that's fantastic. A little bit. If not, then I will think about maybe prepaying my funeral expenses, like just my cremation and stuff like that, right? So yeah, if I can do that, then that's fantastic as well. And then, so that is one part of my finances. And then going forward with the finances is, then I have to decide about my benefits. So the same type of thing. I should have an option that I can carry on with the company I'm with, and but I would have to pay my portion. And in Canada, I have to look at that. Like, I'm not sure who to talk to, but I have to look at that realistically. If anybody knows, please put in the comments, or please add a comment to what you did or anything like that. That would help tremendously. So yeah, for me, I can get like Canada. In Canada, we have a new dental program for seniors. So I'm not sure how much income is the cutoff before you're not eligible for it. And I'm not sure, like I have to check my eligibility, right? So am I eligible for that program? Or am I better off getting that program from the company I'm already with, right? And that goes with my drug plan, all that stuff, right? So we do have a drug plan if you're over 65. I think you just pay a copay, so you pay a certain amount per prescription, and it's like a flat rate, and that's all you pay. So I'm not sure what the eligibility is, or what the cutoff is for as money that you make, right? So I need to check that. And I mean, time is ticking pretty quick, you know? So yeah, so I have to check that. And then so that's my benefits, that's my life insurance, so that's okay. And then I get a small pension from TELUS Mobility as well. Now, this pension is a contribution pension, not the other one is called, I forget what the other one's called. The other one is it's a determined or something like that. So it's predetermined. Anyway, it is a pension that you get a certain amount of money for the rest of your life, kind of thing, through your company. I don't have that kind. I have the kind where I paid into it, the company paid into it, and then there is a sum of money, and that money is taken, and you divide it by the number of years that you want the money to last for. So if I want it till I'm 80, that would be 15 years, right? So divide it by 15, divide it by 12, and then that would be the amount that I would want to take out monthly. So, I mean, there's other figures in there because it is an investment account. So there may be a little bit of money being made in there, but not much. I don't have high 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 yields on my investment because I'm not taking high risk. Mine are very low risk investment. So yeah, basically because of my age, right? So I can't afford to lose any money. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing there. So I have to determine how much I'm going to take. And it sounds cut and dry. It sounds like, oh, that's easy, like you can just pick an age and divide it, and that's it, right? But you also have to think of how that impacts you on your taxes, because we get what we call CPP in Canada. It's called Canada Pension. Canada, yeah, it's a Canada pension. And it is a pension that you get. You can start taking it when you're 60. You can start taking it, or you can wait till you're 65 or 70. So with Canada Pension, it is a contribution pension as well. Okay, so it is determined, how much you get is determined by how much you contributed for the length of time you worked. Okay, so it's all about working and contribution. And you have to contribute so much for the last number of years in order to be eligible. So I will be eligible, but not for much because I have been on a leave for a while. And so anything that I accumulated on that leave, I didn't pay any CPP. So my CPP will be very low. I think the maximum is like $1,300 a month, and mine will be very low. So I'm not sure the exact amount, but it'll only be a couple of $100 a month. So that's okay, you know. And then we have old age pension. So yeah, so our Canada old age pension, and our old age pension is based on the number of years you lived in Canada. I know there is if you've lived here like over 20 years or something, I think you're eligible for a certain portion, but I'm not exactly sure how it works. So you would have to look exactly. But I was born here and I've lived here my whole life. And so if you've lived here for 40 years, you get the maximum amount. So I would get the maximum amount. And I think the the amount of money that you make, it doesn't affect your OLG unless you make over, like, I think it's like $80,000 a year. I'm not there. So, so yeah, so I don't need to worry about that. So I will get my old age pension, and it's about $700 a month. It's not very much, but it's something that you can count on. So the only problem that I'm seeing now that I'm getting more into it and trying to figure this out, you always wait till the last minute, right? Is that from the time I get my last check from my work and I get my first check from my old age pension. See, my work, the last check I will get will be only for 7 days, 6 days of the month, and I won't get that till the end of September. And then I believe with your old age pension, you don't get that until the end of the month that you're paid for. So that means I wouldn't be eligible until the 7th of September. So I would not get a check till the month after. So that would make it the end of October. So there's going to be 30 days without money, essentially. So yeah, so I'm going to have to take that from my savings. So yeah, so that was a little bit of a disappointment when I figured that in. And maybe I'm wrong. If anybody knows any different, please let me know. But yeah, please comment. But yeah, as far as I know, that's what's going to happen there. So yeah, so that's a little bit scary. So that's my old age, and that's my CPP. And then my little pension that I have from TELUS. Okay, so they didn't start a pension plan until about 10 years ago. That's why it's so small. It's just very, very small, right? It's not going to last me very long. But it's a couple of $100 a month that I wouldn't have, that I can count on, right? So yes, I'm going to do that. And then I have a little bit of RSP. So I don't have much in that either, but I have a little bit of everything. Not a whole lot, but I was doing things on my own. So my RSP, when you have a registered retirement savings plan is what it is, right? So in Canada, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Canada, when you pay into an RSP, when you buy an RSP, let's just say it that way. When you buy an RSP, the year that you buy it, you're allowed to claim that on your income tax as a deduction. So it comes off of your taxable income. So if you bought $1,000 RSP, $1,000 would come off of your taxable income. So that would save you roughly like 20%. Say it would save you 20% on taxes, right? So that's all fine and well. So you do that and you get saved on taxes, right? But when you take it out after, like at my age, when you take it out, if you want to access your RSP, say you want to go on a trip or something, you have to pay tax on it. And it is taxed. The first $5,000 is taxed at 10%. And then the next $5,000, no, the next $10,000 is taxed at 15%. And then above that is just depends on how much. Okay. So there's a chart. So anyway, right off the bat, you have to pay tax on it. They take it right off before they even give you the money, and you claim it as income on your tax return. So yeah, so that's there's ways to kind of try to save money on that, but it's very difficult. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing, right? So you do have to pay money on that. And that's okay. You saved it before when you were, when you had a higher income and you were able to take it off your taxable income, and now you got to pay the piper, they say, right? So yeah, so that's what we're doing. So I'm not sure how much of that I want to take and blah blah blah. I've got all these things running in my head, right? So now we're looking at everyday expenses as a senior, as someone who has just your old age and those kinds of things. So my tarot, you guys, some of you know I have a tarot channel. It's North Star Tarot, and I read tarot cards. These are tarot cards, right? So I read tarot cards. I love my tarot card business. I absolutely love what I'm doing with the channel, but I do have to slow down. I'm just not as able to do it as I want. And I don't want it to become a job. And it's starting to feel like a job. So I decided to cut back a bit, and I want to enjoy it. I want it to be my guilty pleasure that it's always been, that I absolutely love. And that's what I want it to be. So I'll be doing a live readings every Thursday on that channel. So Thursday afternoons, maybe at 2 o'clock, and I'll go as long as I can, and get as many people read as I can. And then I'll post some videos throughout the month. And nothing spectacular, but keep it going and be there for you guys. And I always have private readings available. I love private readings. That's a one-on-one, and that is Zoom. I have WhatsApp. We can do it Facebook video. We can do it facing each other, where we're online seeing each other, where we're just on the phone. We do it by email. I can make you a video and send it to you, all kinds of ways, right? Or if you're in the vicinity, we can do it in person, as long as you're not a man. So I don't have men to my place, just for safety factors, right? So yeah, unless I know you well. So yeah, so I don't do that. So yeah, so that is what I'm doing as far as money goes. So it's going to be tight, and I will be posting some videos on ways to save money, how to manage as a senior, things that you can do that help with the cost of everything happening. Yeah, I'm pretty good as far as budgeting and knowing what to do and that kind of thing. I've taught life skills, and I've taught budgeting for people on a very limited income. So I'm pretty good at that. And just applying it to yourself is always different, right? We can always tell people how to do things, but to do it yourself, wow, that's a totally different ballgame. But anyway, doing that. So yeah, so also what I'm doing, I want to have some fun, right? So I want to incorporate some fun in my life. I want to plan for a trip. I want to go to Paris so bad. So I'm looking at a European vacation, and I don't know when it's going to come up. I don't know when I'll be able to do it, but trust me, I am going to do this. I am determined. So yeah, so even a little bit, a month put away or whatever, I'm going to do this. Um, so what else do I have planned here? So yeah, so that's the big part of it, right? And money is big. And I mean, I hate for it to be big, but it is. People say that money won't make you happy. I agree. Money in itself won't make you happy, but it can ease stress. It can help you reach your goals. It can um make a difference in your life where you're not living in poverty, where you're not living on the street, where you're able to help others the way you'd like to. So there is differences. And I'm not saying rich, but I'd like to be comfortable. I'd like to be, and like for me, comfortable would be different than for you. For me, comfortable is being able to go in the grocery store and buy what I want, like not have to worry if cherries are $5 this week, instead of the $3 they were last, where I watch that right now. I watch everything right now. So I want to get on this retirement, kind of figure out how everything is going to work. Once my money starts coming in, I'll have an idea of exactly what I have. And then with slowing down the channel, how much will I be making from YouTube and from tarot? Like how much will I be making for readings on the side and stuff? I have to figure that out, right? And very, very important for my lifestyle that I want. And yeah, like I created a deck. You guys know I created a deck, or some people know I created an oracle deck. Well, it's lovely, and that's something that I really want to do, and it's being done in the process, right? But it's not my dream. My dream is to create a tarot deck. So that's something I want to work on. And I can't work on that when I've got, too much other stuff going on. I'm only one person. So I had to really look at what are my realistic kind of goals. What do I really want to do? And I'm telling you right now, health has come up a million times for me over the last 2 years. And I've made some really big decisions, starting with deciding to have a gastric bypass. That was huge. That was a huge decision, and it was necessary. Okay. Well, necessary. People are going to say, no, it wasn't. You don't have to do that, blah, 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 right? For me, it felt like my last recourse. It felt like I was stuck. I didn't know what else to do. I was really stuck. I had no motivation left. I had no nothing left, no hope left. And I really felt lost. And knowing that I was having the surgery and that could help me was huge for me. And it has been huge for me. And if anybody is considering it, make sure you remember this is an individual decision. This is not a decision made by your children or your friends or your family or your doctor, even. It still has to be something that you believe in. I'm waiting for my next sleep study test because I'm hoping that my sleep apnea is gone. I'm hoping I don't need my CPAP machine anymore. I hate the damn thing, you know, like I just don't like it. So, yeah, so I'm hoping that all that, you know, um, is going to go well. I mean, hence getting this walker, this um, I'll put a link to it below so you know what I'm talking about. But it's a little treadmill. It's a little mini treadmill. It's got no bars, no handles, no nothing. You just plug it in and turn it on and away you go. and it doesn't go fast. I don't know. I haven't had it up to a high speed yet, but they say it doesn't go fast. And I'll try it out, but when I get a little bit more used to it and steady on it, I'll try. So yeah, so that should help me with balance. It should help me with mobility. Just keep on moving, right? And it won't be hard on my knees and won't be hard on my body because it's not, I'm not out here running a marathon. I just want to move. And the more you move, the better, I think, you know? And I know I need to incorporate strength training. So if anybody is watching this and you know of anybody on YouTube that is very good with strength training, with using minimal kind of equipment, because I don't want to have to buy all kinds of equipment. I don't have any room for like a bar, like a bed or anything like that, like a bench. I don't have room for that. I mean, you can see my office is in my bedroom. I don't have a lot of room. So I live in a one bedroom apartment. Um, yeah, but I mean, I love my apartment. um, so yeah, so I just feel that uh, it's really important that I do the strength training. So now I'm thinking about that and trying to figure out what's the best thing to do, and I'm really looking for someone on YouTube. I have looked at a few people, but I'm not confident yet in their thoughts. So until I kind of find somebody, I'm just trying to do things, like this, um, and then figure out. I've been just reading a lot and trying to figure. I know you can figure out things forever, right? And never actually do anything. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm procrastinating. So yeah, so I need to get my ass off the chair and actually start doing something, so even dumbbells or something to work on my arms. That's the biggest thing that is like bugging me right now, my arms and my stomach. That is huge. And I'll give you guys some soon. I will post a before and after picture for now, and then we can see, like maybe every 6 months or every year, I'll post another picture to see where I've come on my getting healthy journey, right? So I make sure my vitamins are all up to date. I just went through all that, sat down with my daughter. My youngest daughter is vegan and she's very, very in tune to all that kind of stuff. So she was the perfect one to sit down with me and go through all my stuff and make sure I'm taking the right stuff, the protein shakes that I take, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And I will maybe do a video on that. If you guys are interested, please let me know. And I'll do a video on all my supplements. And that might really help somebody to know what kind of protein shakes to use or what I use anyway, to give me some strength and to without protein, you can't build muscle really. And so it's so hard to try to build muscle. So you need that protein, right? So I'm trying to incorporate 100 grams of protein a day. And they told me in the hospital after my surgery, 70 to 100. And I've been reading a lot about it, and a lot of people say 150 even, but I'm not going to push. So if I can get 100 grams of protein a day, I think I'm doing really well. So that's my goal. So yeah. So that is my talk, guys. This has been like 40 minutes of blabbing at you guys. I hope some of it helps. And I hope you follow. So I'll let you know how the finances go, what I find out about, your RSPs, the best way to take that money out, the best way to access, any kind of any other features or benefits that are out there so that maybe you don't have to buy your own benefit plan, like your your drugs and your hospitalization and all that kind of stuff. Maybe, physiotherapy and all that. What covers that, right? Right now, TELUS covers that for me. They cover 80%. So I pay 20%, they pay 80%. And that makes a huge difference. Who's going to cover my eyeglasses? Stuff, my dentures, stuff like that. I have an upper denture right now. So, but I know my bottom teeth are awful. And I know I'm going to need that soon. So yeah, unfortunately, it's horrible. Please do everything you can to hang on to your teeth for as long as you can. I thought that was bullshit, but it's not. It's really, really important. And yeah, I I went through hell the first 3 months when I got my teeth, and yeah. So anyway, hang on to them as long as you can. Okay. Like I said, I just have my bottom now. So, and that they're becoming an issue, but hopefully I hang on to them for another couple of years. I'll be really happy with that. Right. So anyway, I need my upper relined. I think that's what it's called. So I need that relined. So yeah, so anyway, it's always something, right? But who's going to cover that? And so I need to figure out, maybe I should have that done before I lose. I just about stopped walking. That wouldn't have been good. Yeah. Um, what was I saying? Oh my God. Yeah. So my upper. So I need to have that relined. And I never thought of that. Like, who's gonna cover that? I've only got a month to go. So I better get my I better get my button gear about that as well. So anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. I love to share my life with you, and I hope you will share yours with me. And please comment, send me some suggestions, ideas, what you're doing in your retirement. I'm also looking at fun things to do. How can I enhance my life? And currently, I'm not dating. My ex and I, um, we dated, for 15 years on and off. Okay. It was a very much on and off relationship, but it was always just the two of us. I mean, yeah, did he see somebody when we were broken up? Yes. Did I see somebody when we were broken up? Yes. There has been times like that over the last 15 years, but our hearts have never left each other. And I was doing really, really good. And then he came back into my life. He called me in October. And I know he's sick, and I know there's a whole lot going on. And but my heart hasn't changed. So it's still very much in love with him. And I'm kind of talking about my heart as a separate entity because that's kind of how I feel. It's I don't feel like I have much choice there, so I don't know. It's kind of a confusing place to be. But anyway, so be it, right? So we talk. Nothing else. We just talk. And whatever happens, happens. So anyway, I just want to say thank you guys. We will talk to you soon. Love you very much. And bye for now. Blessings, my dear.